That boy, Ben.
I was trying to tell you,
That's
that's
a
363
Ben.
cam. It's kind of crazy. They
Yeah.
started doing that.
It is
I
mine.
think it's this one too.
All right, Mr. Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Baird.
Here.
Mr. Harbsmeyer.
Here.
Mr. Harris.
Here.
Mr. Isbell.
Here.
Mr. McKinnis called and said that he could not make it this evening. Mr. Schaefer.
Here.
Ms. Templeton.
Here.
And Mr. Wright also called a few minutes ago and said he could not make it. You have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Guthrie. All right, our agenda was emailed to us. Are there any questions on the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Paul. All in favor? All opposed? Okay. Citizens or delegations present? I don't see anybody here. All right. I hope everybody had a chance to look at the minutes for last meeting. Any questions on those? Thank you, buddy. Motion to approve. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Ben. All in favor? All opposed? All right. Financial report.
Okay, if you look at your balance sheet detail, you'll see right there in the LGIP account, we've got $788,000. And then in the investment, in the regular checking account, we've got $4,194,920.45, a total of $4,983,053.91. Then if you look at the profit loss and what the expenditures are, you'll see that we're doing real well.
Thank you, Carolyn. Anybody have any questions? Motion to approve. Thank you, buddy. Second, Paul. All in favor? All opposed? All right. You're up, Mr. Isbell.
No report.
Thank you.
Chairman.
Okay, ECD Director report.
Yes, sir. All right. First, some really good news. Just got the notification today from the state that our excess revenue just came in, and that came in at $320,632, which is a pretty hefty amount in excess. We didn't have that budgeted because we never know what we're going to get, whether it's $1 or several. So just to give you an idea, last year's total, and that was in 2 payments, was $288. So we're about, what, $32,000 over what we got last year on the excess
Outstanding.
fund.
Well, that is good news. Yeah.
A few other things, policy. Rich is going through and updating or creating all of our cybersecurity policies. We are in the midst of applying for a grant through the state. And there are actually two different grants from the state. One is the TCB grant, and we're eligible for up to $75,000. I mentioned that a few meetings ago. We also learned here in the past few weeks that the state of Tennessee is offering another grant for cybersecurity, and without going into detail and compromising anything that we may anything that we may have for the ECC or ECD, we're going to apply for an additional grant. When that comes back, or if we get approved, then I'll bring that before the board and ask for approval of that. I don't have any funding amounts yet or any matching or anything, but it could go a long way to significantly help us for some cybersecurity measures. Our VRRP solution that you all had approved, I think, at the September meeting, that is scheduled to go into place right after Thanksgiving. What did I say? The VRP solution that you approved, I think in September, that is scheduled to be implemented right after Thanksgiving. That may coincide with the finishing up of our RMS rehost. But by having this VRP solution in place, that is going to make the seamless transition between the ECC and the DR site if we have a complete failure at the ECC. So thankful for your approval for getting that going. Just some numbers, where there were 94 incidents in the last 60 days that the ECD has contributed to, whether that be addresses, address changes, or anything that Rich has done for the ECC. And that is, well, with the, that's most of my report. The other thing, the big thing, as you know, Miss Davis had resigned toward the end of October. And Mr. Isbell has appointed me as the interim director until a permanent director can be found. A little update on that. We are accepting applications for an ECC director. That's been posted on NINA, APCO, the county's website. We've asked Tina to post it on their website as well. Closing date will be November the 30th. The operations committee will meet December 6th and hopefully whittle those applications down to 3 And then those 3 will be asked to go for an interview on December 18th before both the operations and executive committees. And that's the extent of my report. Any questions?
We're gonna try to have somebody in place over there by the first of the year. Is that the goal, or would it take longer than that?
From my perspective, the 18th is when there will be some interviews that will be completed. And then, based on those interviews, the executive committee will make that decision on whether to extend an offer of employment or keep searching. So, and Mr. Isabella, correct me if I'm wrong on any of that.
No, I think it's our goal to get someone in place as quickly as possible, but it's also our goal to get the right person in place.
That's right.
So we don't want to rush it, but yet we want to do it quickly.
Yeah, right, I understand.
Yeah.
All right, any questions for Mike? All right, you have anything you'd like to add?
Not for the ECD report.
Okay, well, we're ready for you.
All right, so, apart from the director's departure, as far as our staffing goes, we are down 9 people on the floor. So, that would consist of 8 telecommunicator dispatcher positions, and 1 call taker position. Right now, today and tomorrow, we're doing some interviews and looking to hire 4 positions if we can get some good applicants, hopefully to start mid-December. Some more good news, we've got 2 promotions since our last board meeting here. So we've promoted 2 to CTOs, and then we have continued our cross-training. We have cross-trained between August and October. We've had 20 sign-offs, so that's, one of our telecommunicators being signed off on, one of the police or fire or EMS channels, and then 1 more to be expected on Wednesday this week. And just to put that into perspective so that you understand how big of a deal all the cross-training is, it takes about 192 to 72 hours of training for an individual to be signed off on, the next agency. So that's a pretty big accomplishment in just the last few months. So
Well, good.
that's our report.
Good.
Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you, ma'am. Okay, old business.
All right, so since our last meeting, the RMS and CAD committee met. We could not select a vendor that was either had already been bid out or that was on GSA, Sourcewell, or would apply for anything else for me to bring back to this committee and say, hey, this is the one we want. So we put together a RFP and we sent that out about 2 weeks ago. The closing date will be December 14th, and then, not like we have anything else to do, but the CAD committee or the RMS committee will meet again, and we'll vet those RFPs, those respondents, and hopefully whittle down and see if there's a vendor out there that is significantly better than what we have today. And then if there is, then we'll bring that back to you and talk about that hopefully in January, but that may be slightly optimistic, just to be honest. So,
Good, thank you,
no
Mike.
further update on the RMS and CAD.
Okay, you ready for the new biz?
Well, I think we might as well go ahead and do the new business too. So, there is a draft on your desk of the 2024 meeting dates. The only thing that's different is the November meeting. And the second Monday of November, I believe, is when the county will observe the Veterans Day holiday. So I've pushed it off till Tuesday, November 12th. And at the bottom are the conference dates for Nina, APCO, and TINA, with the exception of TINA. I don't have those exact dates yet, but it's usually September, and it's usually in Murfreesboro. So, there are projected dates if you would like to amend those or approve them.
All these have been vetted against the holiday schedule.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Mayor. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Paul. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Do anybody have anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, sir.
Well.
See, now I know when I can play my camping trip, see?